The truth about vegetables and your kidneys. What helps? What harms? What if your favorite healthy veggie is quietly damaging your kidneys? Discover the overlooked superfoods that protect your filtration system. After 15 years of kidney care, here's what I tell every patient starting with their plate. And help your body get rid of waste safely. But others, they may look healthy, but can raise potassium or phosphorus levels dangerously high. After working with kidney patients for 15 years, I've seen time and time again how specific vegetables either help slow the progression or quietly make symptoms worse. If you want to give your kidneys the right kind of help, it starts with your plate. At the end, I'll also share one simple habit that can lower your kidney strain even further. Let's begin with one of the safest vegetables for your kidneys: cauliflower. Cauliflower is one of the most kidney-friendly vegetables you can eat, and that has a lot to do with its naturally low levels of both potassium and phosphorus. Those are two minerals that people with chronic kidney disease need to manage carefully. When potassium is too high, it can disrupt your heart rhythm. When phosphorus builds up, it weakens your bones and causes dangerous calcium deposits. Cauliflower keeps both levels in check while still offering valuable nutrients. This alone makes it a muxifer-based vegetable compared to starchy or dark leafy options. It also provides a solid dose of vitamin C, which plays a critical role in keeping your immune system strong. This is especially important when your kidneys are not filtering toxins well, because your body becomes more vulnerable to infections. On top of that, the fiber in cauliflower supports a healthy gut. A healthier gut means less inflammation and a more efficient digestive system, which helps reduce the waste burden your kidneys have to manage. What makes cauliflower even more special is its content of natural compounds called glucosinolates. These help your liver break down toxins more effectively. When your liver works better, it reduces the strain on your kidneys. This internal balance between organs is something I've seen make a real difference over time in many of my patients. After 15 years of working with kidney cases, I often recommend cauliflower as the first vegetable to add back into meals when someone has to reset their diet for better kidney control. But the benefits of cauliflower depend a lot on how you prepare it. Steaming is the best method since it keeps nutrients intact without adding salt. Roasting is also fine as long as you avoid commercial seasonings, which often come loaded with sodium and hidden preservatives. Mashed cauliflower is a great alternative to mashed potatoes, especially when blended with a splash of olive oil instead of butter. You can even make cauliflower rice to reduce carbohydrate intake, which is helpful for those also managing diabetes alongside kidney disease. Have you tried swapping out your usual side dish with cauliflower before? Drop a comment below if you already use it or if you're planning to start now. You might be surprised how easy it is to enjoy regularly without getting bored. Before we continue, I'd like to know more about you. What health goal are you focused on right now? Drop it in the comments. If staying healthy and independent is important to you, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And if this video adds real value to your life, type 1 in the comments or 0 if it doesn't. Let's move forward now to a crisp, versatile vegetable that protects your kidneys and is often overlooked. Cabbage. Cabbage is a highly underrated vegetable when it comes to kidney support. It is very low in potassium, which makes it safe even for people who need to strictly manage their levels. High potassium is a common problem for people in the later stages of chronic kidney disease, and it can lead to heart irregularities and muscle weakness. Cabbage lets you fill your plate with volume and fiber without adding that dangerous mineral load. What makes cabbage especially useful for kidney patients is a compound called sulforaphane. This antioxidant helps protect kidney cells from oxidative damage. Your kidneys are constantly filtering blood, and that process naturally produces oxidative stress. When sulforaphane is part of your diet, it can reduce the damage that stress causes over time. This means your kidneys age more slowly and stay more efficient. Research conducted by the National Institutes of Health shows that sulforaphane-rich vegetables like cabbage help reduce inflammation markers in people with chronic diseases. Cabbage is also one of the few vegetables that's very gentle on your system while still being high in fiber. This helps regulate bowel movements and reduces the amount of nitrogen waste your kidneys have to deal with. As a doctor, I've recommended cabbage to patients for many years, especially those on dialysis who often struggle with keeping fiber in their diet without raising potassium. When prepared correctly, cabbage can be a long-term staple that brings real benefits. The best way to enjoy cabbage is lightly sautéed in olive oil with low-potassium herbs. Fresh slaw made at home is another great option, especially if you skip vinegar and mayo, which can add unnecessary sodium or fat. Avoid store-bought klesla, which is often full of preservatives. Also stay away from fermented cabbage like sauerkraut. Even though it is considered good for gut health, it is typically loaded with salt, which is harmful to people with compromised kidneys. Another common mistake people make is cooking cabbage with soy sauce. Even low-sodium soy sauce has enough salt to cause fluid retention, especially if eaten regularly. Always read the labels and try seasoning with natural herbs instead. Have you ever added sautéed cabbage to your meals, or do you still think of it as a bland vegetable? Let me know your thoughts and what kind of recipes you've tried. You might inspire someone else in the comments. Now let's turn our attention to a colorful, crunchy vegetable that supports your kidneys while giving your immune system a boost. Red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are one of the most flavorful vegetables that kidney patients can enjoy without worrying about potassium or phosphorus. These bright peppers are naturally low in both minerals, which means they are safe for people who need to keep those numbers down. Unlike tomatoes or avocados, which carry a heavy potassium load, red bell peppers let you eat fresh, colorful food without compromising your kidney function. One of the key benefits of red bell peppers is their high vitamin C content. This vitamin supports your immune system, which becomes even more important when your kidneys are not working efficiently. Poor kidney function often goes hand in hand with more frequent infections, and vitamin C helps reduce that risk. They are also rich in vitamin A, which supports vision, skin health, and helps protect cells from damage. The antioxidants in red bell peppers are also incredibly helpful for people with kidney disease. These antioxidants, including beta-carotene and capsaicin, slow down the aging process in your cells and reduce inflammation. Inflammation is one of the biggest hidden enemies of the kidneys. The Cleveland Clinic reports that a diet high in vegetables is linked to slower progression of chronic kidney disease. Red bell peppers are also one of the most versatile vegetables you can include in your diet. You can eat them raw in salads or as crunchy snacks. They are easy to carry for work or travel and do not need much preparation. Roasting them with olive oil and herbs makes them even sweeter without adding salt. If you blend them into homemade soups, they add flavor and color without the acidity or potassium that comes with tomato-based versions. Look for peppers that are shiny, firm, and deep red in color. A dull or wrinkled skin usually means it is past its peak. If you are planning to eat them raw, choosing organic can be a better option to reduce pesticide intake. Avoid pickled or jarred red peppers, as they often contain high levels of sodium and preservatives, which can stress the kidneys. Try not to substitute red bell peppers with green ones if you have kidney issues. Green bell peppers contain slightly more potassium, and they are also less sweet, which means people tend to season them more, often with unhealthy ingredients. Another mistake I have seen in many patients over the years is grilling or charring peppers too much. When peppers are burned, they produce chemical compounds that have been shown to increase toxin levels in the blood, something that kidneys in decline cannot handle well. For many years, I have worked with dialysis patients who struggle to find flavorful options. Red bell peppers often become one of their favorites once they try them. They taste great, they are safe, and they help the body in several ways. What more can you ask from a vegetable? Do you already include red bell peppers in your meals, or are you thinking about trying them now? I'd love to hear from you in the comments about how you use them and whether they help your routine. Stay with me, because the final two on this list are incredibly impactful, and I have a feeling at least one of them is something most people overlook completely. Now we advance to one of the lesser known but powerful vegetables that supports kidney health in a surprising way. Turnips. Turnips might not be the first vegetable that comes to mind for kidney health, but they absolutely deserve a place on your plate. They are naturally low in potassium, which helps reduce strain on your kidneys during the filtration process. Many people do not realize just how important it is to manage potassium levels day after day because the buildup can happen slowly and without symptoms until it becomes dangerous. Turnips are also high in dietary fiber. This is key for digestion, but it also supports your kidneys indirectly. When your gut moves waste out of your system efficiently, it reduces the amount of nitrogen waste that your kidneys have to filter. That means less pressure on these already stressed organs. A healthier gut also supports better immune function and reduces systemic inflammation, all of which benefit kidney health. Turnips contain mild diuretic properties, too, which means they can gently help your body get rid of excess fluids. This is very helpful for people who have swelling or water retention, especially those who are not yet on dialysis. When I have recommended turnips to patients over the years, many are surprised at how easily they tolerate them and how quickly they feel less bloated after adding them a few times a week. The most kidney-friendly ways to eat turnips include roasting them in olive oil or mashing them instead of potatoes. Mashed turnips taste creamy without the potassium overload that comes from traditional mashed potatoes. You can also grate them into soups or stews, which adds body and mild sweetness. They are naturally low in sodium, so they are safe to season with herbs or just a bit of lemon juice. When buying turnips, go for smaller, firmer ones. These tend to have a sweeter flavor and are easier to cook. Large, soft or bruised turnips often taste bitter and may have lost some of their beneficial nutrients. Avoid turnip greens if you are managing your potassium because those leaves are much higher in potassium than the root itself. One common mistake people make is pairing turnips with butter or cream. While that might taste rich, it adds saturated fat that your kidneys have to process. Heavy dairy can also increase your phosphorus levels, which contributes to calcium deposits in the blood and arteries. Stick with healthy oils or no oil at all if your doctor recommends low-fat eating. Have you ever cooked turnips at home? If you not, are you curious to try them now? Let me know what you think about this underrated vegetable. Now, let's shift gears and get into something just as important: the vegetables that kidney patients should completely avoid. We are starting with one that many people still think is safe: spinach. Spinach is one of those vegetables that often shows up in health lists, but for kidney patients it can quietly cause more harm than good. It is extremely high in oxalates, which are natural compounds that bind to calcium and can form crystals that contribute to kidney stones. If you are already dealing with reduced kidney function, even a moderate intake of oxalates can speed up stone formation and damage filtration. Further, have you ever added spinach to your smoothies thinking it was a healthy move? That is actually one of the worst ways to eat it if your kidneys are compromised, because raw spinach carries its highest oxalate load in that form. Even cooking it down, which some people believe lowers the danger, does not reduce oxalate levels enough to make it safe for regular consumption by those with chronic kidney disease. Spinach also contains moderate to high levels of potassium, which becomes a serious concern as kidney function declines. Kidneys that cannot filter properly let potassium build up in the blood, which can lead to irregular heartbeats or worse. Surprisingly, even baby spinach, which looks delicate and harmless, carries the same concentrated oxalates and potassium risks. So, what is your experience with spinach? Have you noticed any changes in your symptoms after eating it? Drop a comment below if you have made the switch to a safer leafy green. Now, we shift our focus to tomatoes, which many think are a kitchen staple, but they can actually pose real danger to those with kidney disease. Tomatoes are naturally high in potassium, especially when they are concentrated into sauces, pastes, or purees. Just half a cup of tomato sauce can contain more potassium than your kidneys can safely process in a single meal. When potassium starts to accumulate in the body, it does not just stay in the blood, it begins to affect nerve function and muscle control. On top of that, tomatoes are acidic. This acidity can irritate the lining of both your stomach and your kidneys, especially when eaten frequently or in large amounts. And canned tomatoes add another layer of risk, since they often contain sodium and preservatives that are not clearly listed on labels. Many processed versions use calcium chloride or other additives that stress already weakened kidneys. Do you rely on canned tomato products in your cooking? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially if you have found kidney alternatives that still taste great. Now, we move forward to one of the most common comfort foods, potatoes. But when it comes to kidney disease, this starchy vegetable carries a heavy potassium load that can become dangerous quickly. One medium-sized baked potato contains over 600 milligrams of potassium. That is more than many kidney patients are allowed in an entire meal. Have you ever tried leaching potatoes by soaking them before cooking? It does lower potassium levels a bit, but not enough to make potatoes completely safe for regular meals. The problem gets worse when potatoes are mashed with salt or butter, or when they are fried. Those cooking methods not only add sodium and unhealthy fats, they also increase oxidative stress, which is harmful for your kidneys. Fried foods in particular raise inflammatory markers and blood pressure. I have seen many patients who were shocked to learn that switching from mashed potatoes to mashed cauliflower helped lower their potassium readings. What changes have you tried with potatoes in your diet? Let's take a closer look now at beets, another vegetable often labeled as a superfood, but for people with chronic kidney disease, it is more of a hidden threat. Beets contain both high oxalates and high potassium levels, which makes them a double risk. Oxalates contribute to kidney stone development, and potassium can accumulate dangerously in the blood when your kidneys are not filtering well. This becomes even more of a concern when beets are juiced, since juicing removes fiber and concentrates those risky elements. Just one glass of beet juice can deliver a potassium spike that is hard to bring down quickly. Beets are also high in natural nitrates. While nitrates can be helpful for healthy blood pressure, in people with kidney problems, they may interfere with filtration rates and even contribute to excess fluid retention. Over time, that added pressure on your kidneys can accelerate their decline. Have you been drinking beet juice as part of a health plan? It might be time to reconsider. Let's continue with another common vegetable that many do not think twice about. Corn. Corn by itself may not be the worst food for kidneys, but when it is processed, the risks grow significantly. Canned corn often contains added sodium and phosphorus-based preservatives, which can be harmful for people in mid to late stages of kidney disease. When kidneys are damaged, they cannot filter out added phosphorus, and high levels in the blood have been linked to heart complications in these patients. Corn is also harder to digest for many people with chronic kidney disease, particularly in later stages when gastrointestinal function slows down due to fluid and electrolyte imbalances. This poor digestion can lead to bloating, discomfort, and reduced nutrient absorption. If you have experienced digestive issues after eating canned or frozen corn, this might be why. Organic fresh corn in small amounts may be better, but even then it is best to check with your dietitian first. Have you already reduced corn in your meals? I would love to hear how you adjusted your recipes. Next, we will talk about one of the most misunderstood foods in renal nutrition, avocado. It is often praised for its healthy fats and smooth texture, but when it comes to kidney health, avocado can quickly become a danger food. A single avocado contains over 700 milligrams of potassium. That is more than double the amount a person on a low potassium renal diet should eat in a single serving. This means even just a few slices can tip your potassium levels into a risky zone. Avocados are often paired with citrus or sprinkled with salt, which adds to the stress on both kidneys and the heart. People with chronic kidney disease are already working with a delicate balance of electrolytes, fluid levels, and blood pressure. Adding a high potassium food like avocado can disrupt that balance and lead to fatigue, heart palpitations, or worse. I cannot count how many times patients tell me they thought avocados were healthy only to realize later how much strain they were putting on their kidneys. What is your take on avocado? Had you ever considered it might be harmful in this context? Now that we have gone through these risky vegetables, let's move into something that is not about food but still plays a powerful role in kidney function. Gentle morning movement. This simple habit has helped so many of my patients feel more energized, while reducing pressure on their kidneys. Just 15 to 20 minutes of light movement right after waking can make a huge difference. It supports lymphatic drainage, which helps the body remove waste more efficiently when kidneys are not doing the full job. This kind of movement also boosts circulation, ensuring more oxygen reaches your kidneys, which can support their remaining function. Gentle stretching or a slow walk does not overwork your adrenal system. And for people with chronic kidney disease, avoiding fatigue is key to avoiding. Pairing this activity with a glass of room temperature water, if your doctor allows it, can also help start digestion and prevent fluid retention throughout the day. Research from Johns Hopkins and the Cleveland Clinic shows that this type of activity can improve blood pressure and even support better kidney filtration over time. Just be careful not to exercise on an empty stomach if you are prone to dizziness. And always keep it short and regular, not long and intense. Have you tried light movement in the morning yet? If not, what is stopping you? To wrap up, here is a quick checklist of what we have covered today. Cauliflower is one of the best staples, low in potassium and full of anti-inflammatory properties. Cabbage comes next, bringing sulforaphane that helps protect kidney cells. Red bell peppers are another great option, especially when eaten raw. Turnips support cleansing and digestion without overloading the kidneys. But then we have the vegetables. You want to stay far away from spinach, tomatoes, potatoes, beets, corn, and avocado. Each brings specific risks like high oxalates, potassium, acidity, or harmful preservatives. And lastly, gentle morning movement is one of the most underrated kidney helpers out there. If this helped you better understand your choices, like and subscribe so you do not miss the next video where we go into an overlooked habit that supports kidney health every single day. In summary, the path to better kidney health isn't just about avoiding salt or sugar, it's about making conscious, informed choices every day. From cauliflower to cabbage and red bell peppers to turnips, the right vegetables can make a world of difference. But just as crucial is avoiding silent saboteurs like spinach, tomatoes, and avocado. And don't underestimate the power of daily habits like morning movement that help your body work more efficiently. Every small change adds up. Start today with your plate and your pace.